Our journey to $1 million in crypto gaming nodes has continued, with Sophon being the next one. Me accumulating over 23 crypto gaming nodes on Sophon. I'll be explaining to you my thesis, my conviction behind Sophon, as well as how you could get into the same tier that I got into during the Sophon node sale, where the whitelist sale has officially started, so it's a bit of a time crunch. If you enjoy this kind of content, as always, like and subscribe. We're likely going to make more videos on crypto gaming nodes, and let's get right into it. So it's true, we went ahead and did this. And by the way, if you're going to be getting into the sale, use code JM on public for 10% off. Helps a lot with that cost average. So the conviction lies in several factors. Beam is a big part of this story because their contract address is going to be on there. They're also going to have some pretty big stuff with Merit incubating them. They also, on their actual pricing sheet, are pretty damn similar to a very successful node sale that recently happened in Aether, where they sold 100,000 nodes. Remember, we covered that on our channel. Their actual sheet for fully diluted valuations is pretty similar. It is quite a bit lower though if you actually look at it. Tier 1 on Aether was 166 million fully diluted. The one over at Sophon is actually 132 million. So this is to be a cheaper entry as to what they're trying to value their brand at. And I want to actually go ahead and showcase here the big difference between FTVs and the actual market caps coins usually launch on, because a lot of people think that this means that the market cap needs to be at 132 million. There are plenty of crypto gaming projects out there that have $1 million to $10 million market caps, and their fully diluted valuations are over 100 to 300 million. So it's not a direct representation of what the market cap is going to be at on day one, which is usually a good thing for the average person getting into it. For places that I'm trying to value it at, anything below around 700 to 800 million FTV is fair value. Like, that's fair game if you can get under that. If you can't, then a little bit of a sucker's game. You're gambling after that. We'll see if it ends up paying off for you. Now, let me explain what Sophon is. They have been pretty cryptic about their vision until pretty recently. They went out and published this page, and I'm going to go ahead and read out some of the key points to it. So they're going to be a zkSync hyperchain. zkSync, they're trying to scale Ethereum. If you've ever heard of, zk anywhere in the roll-up space, they're probably using some kind of zk stack. And so zkSync has become a very pivotal part of what Ethereum has been building. Many of these layer 2s have been a part of the zkSync game. So these guys are absolutely enormous. They have over 230 million transactions from inception, over 1 million contracts deployed, and over $6 million spent on audits and bounties. They're developing Era, which is the zkSync Era, which is going to be one of the zk rollup. They're one of the only scaling solutions that can inherit 100% of Ethereum's security. And so they're going to be a big deal is what I'm trying to get at. You're going to want to be a part of this thing in some capacity. If Sophon could be that gaming and AI representation on zkSync Era, then we can see the value in it being a big deal. But even bigger, if they have some of that advisory from Merit with, Beam being at a $1.5 billion market cap, then you can kind of understand why this would be such a major node sale, with them currently having a $1.7 billion fully diluted valuation. It's just pretty obvious to see that this is going to be a pretty damn big sale. And so let's continue to read over here. Leveraging the zk stack, Sophon is positioned to become a leading provider in the entertainment, this is their thing, and blockchain space, leveraging the most future-proof Ethereum L2 out there. By participating in Sophon's node sale, purchasers can engage with a blockchain network designed to shape the future of entertainment and blockchain technology, decentralized, efficient, and user-centric environment. Decentralization, I don't even want to get into it, but why run a node? And so apparently one zkSync enables proof of authority for hyperchains, which is estimated in Q2 to Q3. So don't expect these nodes to instantly go live. Running a node on Sophon will contribute to the decentralization of the Sophon network. You get a portion of the total supply as a result. They've got a pretty good one here. It's 20% of the total supply emitted over 36 months. Not the longest thing in the world. I've seen this from several node plays. There's several ways you can think about this. 36 months, that's 3 years of node rewards. After that, they've been very transparent to see that, this is the revenue that you're going to be getting on top of that, off of the number of transactions times the transaction fee. Very important to keep in mind that the success of Sophon is going to be really important to your Sophon stuff in the future. Of course, if you get in at the lower valuations, you're probably going to get that ROI beforehand. Nothing is guaranteed. So they've got look at this, 200,000 nodes that are available on a tiered pricing system. That's a lot of nodes. That is 200,000 is a lot of nodes. There's no cap on the number of nodes one person can purchase. The nodes will be sold on zkSync to minimize spending on gas fees. And then claiming, this is something you should know, claiming rewards for operating a node on Sophon will trigger a 3-month lockup period for those rewards. So if you're going to be claiming, it's gonna take 3 months for you to grab the big ol' schbucks. Nodes are also non-transferable for 1 year post receipt, which I think is actually really cool. Back in the last cycle, you couldn't even sell your nodes. You'd be stuck with them for the rest of eternity, essentially. But nowadays, a lot of these node companies are coming out there and offering people to have the ability to sell them a year after they go ahead and grab them. There's, of course, advisory. They have really long vesting, 36-month vesting for most of this stuff. Pretty standard stuff. The ecosystem reserves 30% of the total supply. Now, here's the cool thing. Although participating in this node sale offers an initial opportunity to acquire soft tokens, the intention is to introduce additional paths to obtain soft through an airdrop process. In this connection, users will, subject to applicable terms and conditions, be able to stake certain assets to qualify for a soft airdrop, which I think is awesome. The first asset announced is Beam, the native token of the Beam network. So if you have Beam, airdrop. We like airdrops. We love the word airdrops. This is something that I also noticed Aether is doing to some degree. They announced an airdrop claim where you're going to be able to have communities as well. So I'm seeing a lot of direct translations here. And of course, when one node sale is a success, then we get some bits of that node sale into the newer node sales. And so soft, they're using a lot of the fundamentals that Aether and some of these earlier node sales that like Zai have. However, they're doing it in a new place. This is zkSync era. If you're bullish on zkSync, if you're bullish on Ethereum possibly being a thing in the future, I know some people have moved on to Solana, then you're going to be bullish on what Sophon is trying to do as an entertainment platform on zkSync. Other things you should probably know, Pentoshi is the CMO. He is he's a big influencer, let's be honest here. And he's also someone that is part of the team at Merit Circle that is building Sophon. And they have other people that they're working with as well. You've got Zentree, etc., which, if you think zkSync is not a big deal, then I implore that you go ahead and wait for this node sale to happen so that you can learn how much they end up raising. It's crazy these days. Now, should you dump everything into it? No. I think nodes are a part of many different things that you should be doing to diversify your portfolio correctly. Nodes at this point to me are somewhere around, 10% of my total portfolio. It continues to increase over time. I'm still extremely bullish on the idea that nodes help give you more secure income. It's not something like, I'm going to get my 3x ROI instantaneously. It's more like, okay, if I really believe in these ecosystems, I invest into them and I gain the rewards over time. Maybe you'll get a 10x ROI like a lot of people with Gala nodes ended up getting, but it is something you need to have high conviction on. As always, this is some high risk stuff. Use code JM if you're going to be getting into it. I, of course, have gotten into it. We usually at this point, this is full transparency here, we're spending around $10,000 on high conviction plays for the crypto gaming node ecosystems, and we're spending somewhere around $5,000 for your lower conviction plays. Sophon, it's one of my higher conviction plays, so we have put 5 figures into Sophon, and so that's gonna be pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I educated you on Sophon. Links in the description if you're interested in it. If not, then hopefully you learned something about the crypto gaming node space. Until the next time, stay classy, and that's all.